doodah. This is Pear Rabbit, and I gotta tell you, I find a great laughing place listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Rachel. Zippity doodah.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it. Kevin, you went operatic on that.
I did. I was channeling
did.
I was channeling my inner Bugs Bunny.
Oh.
Kill the rabbits, kill the rabbits.
That's Elmer Fudd.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, not bad.
Bugs Bunny would not be trying to kill himself.
It's true. But he would reverse it.
Yes.
Don't kill me. Kill me.
Duck
Don't
season,
kill me.
rabbit
Kill me.
season,
Duck
yes.
season, rabbit season. That's right. Look, guys, we are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff, and this is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOver.com is where you can find us. On this episode, we present a new show type, your best and worst at Disney. And look, this isn't your typical polished, practiced Pixie Dust and Disney podcast. No way. We are not in the parks every day letting you know about the new Grogu light-up necklace at Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge.
That's right, Kev. We're just here to drink, talk some Disney, and give you our best of Disney times and our worst of Disney times.
You listeners have the easy part. All you got to do is listen up while you hear what we think up while we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And Rachel's on assignment, but we have a special guest. Special guest, who are you?
Who am I? I am me. I can't think of anything else to call myself. Cajun Chavez, E. Chavez, Tiana's Enchanted, whatever the hell my fantasy
Lover.
team name is. Yeah, and I come to you live with one less organ. I don't know if I told y'all.
You transitioning?
Is this news?
No.
Congratulations. Very brave, sir. Very
Yes,
brave.
yeah.
What your pronoun is again? What's your
You're gonna
pronoun?
feel so bad in about 3 seconds.
Oh.
About a month and a half ago, I thought I was having a heart attack.
Oh.
I was in the yard, dealing with some grass,
Mm-hmm.
and I could just feel in my chest. It kept on for a while, and then, being hard-headed like I am, I came inside, took a shower and everything, and I went to my wife, told her, I said, look, something's wrong. I can tell there's something going on in here. I don't know what's. She said, well, do you want to go to the hospital? I said, no, maybe it's, maybe it's some trap gas or something,
Trap
let it for a little while. But so about an hour later, I can't take it. So she says, are you ready to go to the hospital now? I said, please. So her brother came to pick me up. He pulled up, crawled into his backseat, lay down. I couldn't take it. My lower chest, upper abdomen. Get to the hospital, get to the emergency room. They do all the tests, say your heart's good, but we don't know what's causes pain. It's like, yeah, as long as my heart's good, I'm not having a heart attack. Okay.
That's good.
Then I find out it was my gallbladder.
Whoa.
That happened on a Sunday. Wednesday, I had the surgery to take my gallbladder out. I had to go 4 or 5 days with no eating, nothing, no water, no ice chips, no nothing.
No ice chips, even.
Nothing.
Dude, I'd be hangry.
Had it out on the Wednesday, and the Thursday I went home, and that weekend I ate my ass off, figuratively, not literally.
Did you go to Bubba? Did you go to Bubba's too?
I ate my ass off after that. I had like gumbo, I had baked spaghetti, I had tomato sauce with rice. Everybody told me, watch it. You can't eat all the greasy stuff now. You just had gallbladder out, the food goes right through you. I was like, I understand, but I don't care. That's how hungry and angry I was. I said, give me that food. So I had all that food. And people tell you there's one, side effect to having gallbladder removal is that, food goes right through you, but it hasn't happened to me that bad yet. So fingers are crossed.
Well, look, Chavez, you are the toughest of the bunch.
That's right.
I'm glad you survived that. You're able to come out here with us today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I show you my scars.
Do I got these scars?
You wanna know how I got these scars? It's just long one right here.
I'm sorry.
Some people call that a treasure trail.
Yeah, that's just for fun. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're okay.
I'm. But you got a Lego set out of it, if I remember correctly.
Lego set.
I did.
You got a Lego. You got that and something else.
You
What was
built
it?
a gallbladder out of Lego?
Yes, he had a new gallbladder.
Yeah,
out of Lego
that was
put
his
in.
submission for the new set.
When I was after surgery, when I was home and everything, I was feeling kind of sorry for myself. He said, "You know what? I just had something removed from my body. I'm spending some money on myself, so I bought that
Damn straight, dude.
that Lego Disney camera.
Oh yeah, with the film strip with the little pictures in it.
I put it in the show store on Amazon. I
Yes,
bought
you
it
did.
from there. So you're welcome.
Oh, the viewfinder.
thank you, thank
Viewfinder. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, it looks like an old timey camera, but they have
Yeah.
a film roll coming out of it
I've seen
that
that.
has like
Oh.
old pictures of. It's for the Disney 100, and I want to get that set.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but the other thing I bought to make myself feel better. Do you guys remember back in the '90s the death of Superman?
Yeah,
Yeah, of
comic
course.
story.
Yeah, infamous. Yeah,
Well,
big story.
I know.
Last year or so, a year before, they released an omnibus, a hardcover collection of that series. It starts from the very, very beginning all the way through his return, and I bought it right here. Look how thick this thing is.
Holy
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's a ton of issues because you have to deal with the return.
Good Lord, Let me
was
tell you,
crazy.
It is beautiful.
Dude, that
I'm
is
dying
thick.
of this.
Oh wow,
that is girthy.
I'm a little jealous right now.
Yeah, me
too,
I'm a
actually.
little jealous.
And yeah, so I lost an organ, a gallbladder, and I bought me some toys.
And you got a Lego. There's
But
that
you live
killer.
to tell a story, and that's what
You're
matters.
still
Let's
with
tell
us.
the story.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It's all about the glory.
All right, so I don't even know how to transition for this, but Mohicans, if Kirk reaches out to you to get a popcorn bucket or something, just know what this dude just went through.
Yes.
Get him the popcorn bucket
Mm-hmm.
or ornament.
yes.
We're getting into the holiday season. I know we're gonna do some kind of gift exchange. Oh, that reminds me, yeah. So Kirk usually handles our gift exchange program that happens every holiday season. It's October. We're getting close to Halloween, which for me spurs off the entire holiday season from Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas to Hanukkah to Kwanzaa, whatever, New Year's. So Kirk usually does the gift exchange. So if you want to partake, reach out to Kirk, post it in the group, whatever else. Last year, I don't know, we did ornaments.
Yes.
We've done random gifts.
We did the ornament thing last year. If y'all feel the same way, I would like to go back to just anything.
Anything's good. I like
The
anything.
ornament thing was a
Yeah.
little bit
All
too
good, man.
specific.
Yeah, ornaments were fun. We tried it, and it's like, so we'll open it up again. So if you guys want it, we'll make posts. But Kirk is going to be your main point man. Officer Mohican, Chavez will be your main point man for the Mohican gift exchange. Well, Kirk, look, we're glad you're able to join us on this episode. I'm looking forward to hearing your best and worst of your guest interactions, and we look forward to further interactions in the future when we do these shows or whatever else. So look, guys, how about enough of our jibber jabber? Let's go talk about those best and worst. Here we are on the hub, the main topic segment of the show. And as I stated at the very beginning, we present a new show format called Your Best and Worst at Disney. And basically what this is, there's a particular criteria, and we're talking about the best of it and the worst of it. The two sides of the coin, as it were. And so for this particular episode,
The yin and the yang.
yeah, the yin and yang. You know, you guys know I love to be balanced and all that kind of stuff. I like to see the positive, I like to see the negative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I figure, and this is one of the reasons why this podcast started, because I felt like too many people were focusing on the positive. We needed to balance that.
That's why Kevin goes about in his daily appearance trying to look like a Buddha.
I do.
Very
I do.
portly,
Magical.
and
The happy Buddha.
I rub his tummy for luck all the time.
I appreciate it too.
Yes.
It's great.
Well, I don't think you're getting out of it what I'm getting out of it.
And that's okay. You know, to each his own.
As you should.
Everybody enjoes the belly rubbing in their own special way.
Yes, they
So
do.
there's nothing
Kevin's
wrong with
mantra
Sure.
is Buddha, 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 rock
Buddha, Buddha,
everywhere.
But yeah, so for this particular show, and I thought about this because it's like, this is, I do have a story in my head about this that I want to get off my chest. And it's something that I haven't divulged to the listeners, which is why I wanted to start off the series with this particular story. And that is your best and worst interaction with a fellow guest in the Disney parks.
Aha.
And this was inspired by, if you go back to show number 495, Eric G talks about how a old Brazilian woman slapped his hand out while he was pointing at something in Journey of Water and just slapped the dickens out of his hand. He was like, "What's up?"
Well, what was his Dickens doing in his hand in the first place?
Hey, it's water.
Yeah.
A lot of
I
water.
catch that in the story.
Yes, much water. But anyway, yeah, so that's what this spurred on this particular first segment. I want to lead off with this. Plus, there's a story that I've never told on the show that I want to kind of get off my chest and just present it to the public. And it goes along with one of my worst Disney experiences. So, yeah, this is what we're doing. Your best and worst of Disney. We hope to hear what you guys have to say. Who would like to go first?
Okay, so we start with the best or the worst?
That's what I was wondering. What do you think we should start with?
I was like starting with the bad news and ending with the good news.
That works for me. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, I'll go first. I probably told this story on the podcast before, but for new listeners or people who don't have the patience to dig through our backlog of 400 plus shows, eking towards 500, the worst guest I ever ran into on Disney property happened, round about 2 decades ago. This is back when Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween had themed dinners. And Liberty Tavern used to do a themed dinner where you would, you got the regular standard fare, but they would have like specialty drinks and whatnot. This is back before they served alcohol, so no actual alcoholic beverages or anything like that. But they would have like light up glow cubes that would turn your drink red like blood, that kind of thing. And the characters would come around in costume. And one of the characters in there was Goofy. And I'll never forget, catty corner to us was a large table. The restaurant was packed with people. They were actually really nice. When the fireworks went off, they were like, go ahead, go outside, go enjoy the fireworks, come back when you're done. So cool. Staff was so cool. Character meet and greets were great. It was Chip and Dale, Minnie, and Goofy. And so Goofy is kind of going around, going to each and every one of the tables. Well, they go to this one table, and there's just this one obnoxious woman that is just feeling herself way too much. And she, as Goofy's going around to all the kids, starts making his way a little bit closer to her, just seeing all the kids, kissing them on the head, patting their, mussing up their hair a little bit. And he gets to the closest kid to her, and he's sitting there with the kid, interacting with the kid. And as soon as he's done, this woman just kind of leans back with this malicious, smug smirk of an expression and goes, as loud as she could, because she just thought she was being so funny, as loud as she could, she said, "Are you the real Goofy or just some guy in a suit?" Loud enough to where the entire restaurant full of children could hear it.
Terrible.
And just such awful behavior. It was so cringeworthy that everyone just kind of felt it. And to Goofy's credit, he just looked at her, put his hands on his hips at first, and then extended his finger and just kind of wagged the finger. I'm not sure how to describe this expression right here. It's like shame, shame, shame kind of thing. Like, you should know better than to do that. And no one laughed. And everybody just kind of looked at this woman with an eye like, are you? And she didn't apologize. She didn't try and walk it back at all. She just kind of, I don't know, just such a negative person. That was the worst interaction I had, because she destroyed an entire restaurant's meal.
Oh, God.
With that, because up until that point, what kid is thinking that might be a guy in a suit? They're thinking that that's Goofy, and they can't wait for Goofy to come around and take a picture with Goofy.
So
and
arrogant.
just ruined it for so many people.
God, so arrogant.
Oh, I hated
Terrible.
it. Deserved to be thrown out right there.
Horrible people.
So
Horrible people.
did that ruin y'all's? Or how did that affect y'all? Just out of curiosity, like,
Because it just put you in a negative mood. It was the worst thing I've ever seen done. You would just look at the expression of the other kids at the table and just be like, oh. It's like, it didn't do anything personally to us, but it was just so
but you felt it.
Yeah, you ever been in a situation where somebody tells a bad joke and you feel embarrassed for them?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Like, we were cringing for them.
That secondhand embarrassment.
Yes, like I've look, hey, I can tell you a gazillion stories about people banging me in the back of my legs and my knees and stuff like that with strollers and whatnot, barreling right through me. Nothing quite like Eric Grubb got with being slapped.
That's crazy. Yeah,
You should have snuck that one.
But I would have taken that any day of the week over a woman ruining the magic of a character interaction for young kids in a restaurant for the entire restaurant. She said it so loud. And it was just so quiet when she said it. And I think she was just expecting some kind of overall laughter that never came. And she just...
She tried to bust the magic wide open.
Yeah,
And
she
she ruined
did.
that experience. She's lucky other parents from different tables didn't come at her and throw all of their dinner rolls at
She
her.
may have single-handedly shut down character dining at the Liberty Tree Tavern during Mickey's Not So Scary because of her actions. Because after that, they rarely... I don't know that they offered after that. I think Anna and I got one of the last meals that they did of that.
Oh,
boy.
damn.
Yeah. And it was so cool because Minnie was in like a maid uniform. And it was just like, it was so... All the characters were in costume. It was so cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, man, dude, that's crazy, dude. As a incredibly just assholery behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, who does that?
It's terrible.
My kid's 13 right now. That was maybe me and my wife's second trip to, like, before we were even thinking of having a kid. It was that long ago, and it still sticks in my memory as one of the worst things I've ever seen a person do.
No, man, that's terrible. That is terrible. Eli, what you got, man?
Pretty much like Danny said, whenever we do these trip reports, we always cover the best and the worst, you know, the highs and the lows of all of our various adventures at Disney. And this one was kind of tough, but I got to say, the criteria I used for this one was what brought out the worst aspect of myself in the experience. And that has to be, without a doubt, very easily the kid that ruined the ride for us at Remy the last time.
Oh, the backpack kid?
The backpack kid, and
Oh.
he dropped his glasses. I don't have the reference for the episode, but we already talked about it. The kid stopped the ride mid through, and the cast member came out and shined a light on him, and we caught him, and I yelled at the guy. And anybody who's with me knows, like, I don't really yell at strange people just out of the kindness of my own heart, but he deserved it. He deserved it. And
Every bit of it.
all of it. And yeah, he stopped it. And then we were trying to leave, and then he lost his actual glasses, like in the part where you throw in your 3D glasses. So it was like, you messed up again. So he did it twice. And then when we left out of the ride or the attraction, some random person was like, well, what took everything so long? I was like, sir, that man right there, that's the guy that you want. That's the guy you want to fuss at, throw your tennis shoes at. So I would have to say that kid right there. And I hope that
Because
kid's
whatever
listening.
that kid did stopped y'all's ride experience.
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Just for anybody in case that's not listening.
Froze the
freaking
whole
froze it.
thing. Froze, like, the screen stopped, everything.
Well, okay, so yeah, there's a little bit more to be said. Yes, the entire ride experience was messed up. Like, periodically, Remy would just start speaking in a different language. The screen would just glitch out. And little did we know it was happening because the ride sensors was picking up this kid's backpack being
Yes.
dragged along the ride
Oh my
the
gosh.
entire time. So you would see scenes cut short, scenes that weren't quite right.
things would
the
skip.
language was,
Yeah.
it was like, something's clearly wrong until we got to the final scene. And then finally the ride just shut down completely. And come to find out it was because this kid was dragging his backpack along. I don't know if he was doing it intentionally or if it just got locked.
Just stuck between
Yeah.
the doors or something like that. He was
Who
trying to
knows?
be cute, you know?
Yeah.
All I can tell you is that when we got out of there, it wasn't like the kid was like, I'm so sorry. He didn't look remorseful at all.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Then he threw his real glasses into the bin along with his 3D glasses. So then we all had to be held up as he was digging through the bin trying to find his glasses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then when we got out there, he was kind of like happy and smiling and laughing about it. And it's like, dude,
Like it was
come
no
on,
big
man.
deal.
Yeah, well,
That's
because he's like,
terrible.
oh, look at me, I'm cool, I'm causing disruption in a happy place, and like, it was almost like brother to brother. Like, I was trying to look at the dude and say, man, you messing up. I felt like the dude's daddy. I ain't know his name, but that's how bad I had the chest. I was like, look, you ruining the vacation 3 times. You ruined it 3 times. Stop the madness, boy.
Stop the madness.
You
Get
done
your life
messed up,
together.
Ron.
That's it. So yeah, I definitely put him on the list for
I
sure.
get that.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. That
Yeah.
sounds good. Kirk, man, what about you, sir?
Okay, so what's at worst, right?
Worst.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about worst.
Okay, it was during the fireworks, or actually before the fireworks, right when this first started. It was still
Which one? Which fireworks?
Wishes, my favorite one. And you know how they, first off, you're all aware when we go to the parks, my wife's in a wheelchair.
Yes.
And so, you know how they set aside these, Disney's awesome, they set aside these nice spaces for, handicaps and wheelchair accessible and everything.
Sure.
It's awesome. But the bad thing about it is, it doesn't mean the people in front of you won't stand their asses up and still block the view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Wishes, it starts, and I'm into it because I love that one. I love the way it starts, the little girl singing and everything. But then I look down, I notice my wife is just looking down, playing on her phone. I'm like, you're missing the fireworks. She's like, I can't see anything. And that's when I got down to her level. I kind of kneeled down next to her. I said, okay, let me see if I can get into, scooch down or something. And, people are so friendly when they're watching fireworks and stuff, not to mention putting up iPhones and iPads and computers, laptop screens and crap in front of you.
Hey, they have a YouTube channel to support,
And this one family, the father, they refused to do anything. I'm not saying you didn't have to. I mean, they're paying the guests their money. We are, but it's just
common
it's
decency.
frustrating. Yes, common decency, frustrating. They set aside these nice spots for people who can't stand up, and it still does no difference because they can't see. As a matter of fact, anything is probably worse because people in front of them are standing up and they don't give a crap about these people sitting down behind them, and so it's like, you know what, we just left.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, dude.
That is
no,
terrible.
I did it on purpose because we're talking about in the hub trying to leave Main Street during the fireworks. That was my plan because I aggravated as many people as I could on the way out because I was pissed off, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And you know what? When my wife's in her in her power chair going through Disney, I treat her like a tackler. Head to the end zone. She's my blocker. I put it in front of me and she push us to the side.
You probably ran into Danny in the parks.
Yeah, I was going to say, somewhere out there's a listener right now, like, my worst guest experience was some guy rolled his wife's wheelchair over my foot.
And then he looked at me and smiled like, that's right, I'm in front of you now.
Yes, I'm taking all y'all out with me.
Got you.
And we would always rent one every year. And this is just a guest interaction. But one day it broke down in Frontierland. And of course, the company we rent from, they brought her a new one, but they couldn't come into the park, so they met us at the front gate. But it was broke down in Frontierland. So I had to push her power chair all the way from Frontierland back to the front gate.
Wow.
At least that one wasn't. That was during the middle of the day. That wasn't during the fireworks, so it was a little easier. But I was a little tired after.
Yeah, man, I hate that for her. That is terrible to hear that they wouldn't have allowances for that.
There are some weird stuff. I think remember that one time we all went and saw that one fireworks show and they had those two kids that were talking all crazy. I mean, that doesn't merit as far as what we got going, but I remember how offensive that kind of was because, like, you try to enjoy the show and then these two kids, I guess they were tripping or something crazy.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I
They're
do.
like, what's going on? What's happening? Like, shut the F up. Like, come
Can
on.
we just enjoy this? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm with you.
No, but Kirk's story just reminds me when I was a kid and, like, you would go there and you would try to watch the fireworks and everyone would be marveling around you and like, oh, I'm looking at his asses and elbows. That's
Right.
it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't see
absolutely. You
can't
anything
yeah.
that's going on.
That's basically all she was looking at too.
Right. Now, as a kid, one day you grow up, hopefully, now I can see. But yeah, if there needs to be some kind of special allowance for people with disabilities. That's
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's wrong to hear.
And we're conscious of that when we go out and we see these, we go out, we see the fireworks, like, we look behind us, we make sure that, if there's a kid that they can't see. I know for a fact, me, I'm like, hey, you good? But sometimes I'll be trying to get at the moms, but that's something different. It's something different.
Sometimes.
What? Sometimes, yeah. Not all the time.
Most times.
Mm-hmm.
I even get to the point where we're so conscious of the fact she's in a wheelchair, like on the bus.
Yeah.
You know the special seats they have for the wheelchairs? Those seats take up like 2 or 3 regular seats.
Right.
Right.
So when the bus driver gets her in that little row, I think it's like 3 seats, I will stand up next to her, behind her. That way I'm not taking up another seat in there to be considered to other people, So if she's taking her chair is taking up 3 seats, I'm going to stand up right here. So majority of the times that we're on a bus, I'm standing up. I'm just not going to sit down unless there's nobody on the bus with us.
Yeah, I will be honest though, and maybe this shows my own lack of compassion or so, I guess you would say. But there are times where you watch them get the wheelchair and then you see the person not the wheelchair. I'm sorry, the ECV.
Okay.
They get the ECV in the bus, and then you see the person in the ECV easily get up out of the ECV, walk around and go find a seat.
I can't stand that.
I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Must be able to transfer.
Yeah, wait, you can get up? Like, oh man.
Dude, you tripped me out right now. You remember the time we were there at Pandora and we were waiting to get on Navi River.
Oh, that family?
And yeah,
the ECV
family. God, it was
1, 2,
terrible.
3, you and me. You were the ECV family.
They were taking turns running each other's vehicles. Yes.
For anyone listening, we had to wait, and we thought there was one particular lady that had an issue being in the ECV, and she actually got to a certain part of the line, and everybody who was accompanied was, hey, it's my turn. And she would get up, and the other person was sitting. I'm like, yo, how lazy is this?
Yes.
Like, this is any more lazy. You may as well just go ahead and collect the check right here in the line. God, that was terrible.
That was crazy, man.
Yeah.
I remember that story, the ECV family.
Dad, you triggered me right now. You triggered me.
Oh, man.
And look, hey, we don't know. Like, I'm sure there are people who, they can walk short distances, but like, there's just something like, whoa, when you watch somebody get out of that ECV and they just go sit down, they walk like there's no problem. You're like, oh, wait a minute. We're giving up 3 seats on the bus and taking 5 minutes to load because this person who can walk is transferring.
Right. And I think to Kirk's point, much props to you, Kirk. Now, like, we already had props for you being Chavez, Kid Chavez. But to be conscious of the other people who you do not know that are trying to enjoy the park experience just like you are, but you're like, hey, look, yeah, it's cool. I mean, that's the mentality that we would like to think that we go to this magical place for, right?
Yes.
And so when you see all these crazy things that cause these issues that these people find amusing or funny or entertaining, listen, it's not. You're just lucky that we're just in a happy mood. We had to pay for a vacation, didn't want to go to jail because we don't want to end up on our own bad behavior story episode, you know?
And I was just kidding about that hitting people on purpose in the ECV. That was just dramatic flair.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we feel so bad about some of those things happening that when she's going through a crowd of people, I will actually get in front of her. That way, if she has to hit anybody's ankles, it's going to be me because I know how that feels.
Yes.
Well, Kirk, that's a good way to make sure that she looks at that ass. That's right.
Just look at that ass.
You got that.
Just to remind you what you got.
Yeah.
Boom.
Show them what you're working with.
Boom. That's right.
You can feel bad for somebody being in a wheelchair or whatever the disability is, whatever the situation is. Somebody hit your ankles is going to piss you off. You're going to turn around and look at them like, what the hell you just did?
Right. But there is a sense when you turn back and somebody looks at you and just a simple wave like, sorry. And then you're like, oh, I totally get it. There are other people you look back at and they just keep rolling past you. Like,
oh, yeah.
No. Like, I'm not using this because I'm using this as a battering ram and my child is in the stroller and I just want to get through.
Yeah, watch out.
That does happen too. So.
Brace your ankles.
All right, Kev.
On you.
So my story, the reason why, and part of this is a little embarrassing for me, but I feel like it's a little cathartic.
Okay.
I've never told this story on the show, but just because I felt like it was just a little embarrassing. But picture this, it's Epcot.
Okay.
It's in the Germany pavilion area right by the train tracks, model train set area.
Sure.
This was back on a Disney trip. I'm a new father. I got my firstborn. She's still in a little stroller and stuff. And so, I'm a new father. I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm very protective, and also too, and I'm sure the listeners know, in case you don't know, I'm Filipino. We do have a little bit of a temper. Usually I'm pretty easygoing, but Filipinos are known to have a temper.
I'm Sicilian, man. Get in line.
To that, yeah.
I was gonna say we all have a temper.
Yes. But man, I feel bad for this because I don't know how it affected the other person. I really didn't care about the time or whatever else. But this is probably by far one of the most negative interactions with a guest.
Okay.
Maybe spurred by myself, which is why I'm partly embarrassed. But it's like I feel like I want to tell this story, just kind of get off my chest, just to clear the air and whatnot. But basically, so I
doubt it was spurred on by you. I mean,
I don't know.
You're very you're so cuddly and like you're like very
You want to rub his belly again?
Oh, every time I see him, yes.
Yeah, but I'm not perfect. I can dip in the asshole at times and stuff, and I freely admit that, and something I'm working on.
I've never seen this.
That's not what I meant, Kirk. Although I appreciate you. I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
There's
Kirk.
some lotion that comes with this story.
I know.
Is that what you're saying?
I think Kirk just got something moved over there down the bayou.
That ain't all that got moved. I'm
If
sure.
you can see the picture, he's laughing. Yeah,
I'm sure all the people and just heard that they got moved to.
I know he just dredged by Lacombe with that.
Probably moved Lacombe with that.
Yeah, you
That's
got
it.
like cargo ships going up by Lacombe now, thanks to these assignments.
You're the one you said that said you dip into the ass every once in a while.
Oh, but you laughed. You're right
course.
with me.
Well, when you got 3 kids, you'll dip in that ass every once in a while too.
You just don't want it to happen a fourth time.
I need a break,
You're
baby.
done.
Lube up, baby.
This is it. This is it. But yeah, no,
Yes.
I've been known to dip into that. At some point. I know it's a character flaw at times, and it's cool. And usually, I'm pretty cool about it.
I'm telling you, like you have like a genuine, like cherub-like demeanor. Like you're like Winnie the Pooh.
I do, but
Like,
at the
you're
same,
very-
yeah.
You're happy and positive,
Yes.
reassuring.
You let off the show by saying you always find the positive of everything. It's so irritating dealing with you because you always find the positive. Eli and I are so negative.
I
You,
know.
like,
It's
like-
bad for us both, right?
Oh,
you
man.
still put us together, it's still negative.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, you could ask my wife, and it's like, when it comes to my kids, I become like Mother Bear.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
It's like everything.
Yes.
It's like I don't care what you do, but you ain't messing with my kids. If somebody's messing with kids, I'm going after your ass.
Doing that hockey.
Yeah, I'll do the haka. I'll do that. I'll do the bear thing from Merida or whatever. That was the name of the movie, right? Merida?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember.
Well,
I didn't know the
Brave,
Oh, it's
but
Brave, yeah.
yeah, that's not
Thank
the
you,
name of the
thank you,
movie,
yeah.
but it's the
Turn the
name of the
bad.
character.
You're very passionate.
I know, it's Angel. Yeah, I'm passionate. Yeah, there it is.
I
The
got
passion
you.
comes out, and then it mixes in with the Filipino temper, and it just goes. But it's like, and I wasn't even warranted, and I feel bad for the guy. But I don't know. It's whatever. So I'm in. I have
If
my.
he pissed you off, he did something wrong.
Very wrong.
I don't know. That's why I'm partly embarrassed. 'Cause I don't think he did anything intentional,
Okay.
but I perceived it as such, which is why I
So
reacted.
you were
in a
the
way.
bad, like of the
I was
calls
probably the
coming
bad.
from inside the
Yes,
house.
the call's probably coming from the house. So I feel like I probably caused this, and hopefully I didn't ruin the dude's vacation. But
I hope you did the way this is going.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know.
but you're calling him out as the worst person you've ever interacted
Yes.
with.
well, that I mean,
Right.
That's the worst. It's the most negative interaction I've had with a cat.
Oh, so you use the same criteria I did.
Yeah, it's not necessarily maybe it was done to
Okay.
me, but maybe I might have caused it to somebody else.
It came out of you something highly negative like my
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I get you. Okay.
So anyway, I have my firstborn. She's little, and she's in the thing. We're rolling up to the train track, the train model stuff. We're going up to the fence, and and at this point, I try to get to the fence so that nobody cuts off, so nobody blocks her way and whatnot.
Sure.
And then as I'm rolling up, this dude just kind of, I guess he had, I don't know, I can't remember if he had a kid too. I don't think he did, but his kid was much older and walking around and stuff. But this dude just cuts right in front of the stroller. Like maybe like less than a foot away from the fence. Like we're
Ooh,
rolling up. Where
okay.
obviously it's obvious the direction I'm going and where I'm headed. And the dude just steps right in front of my kid. It's like very, very close. And so this being my firstborn, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, what the dude? And it's like, what the hell? I'm just, you see me going here. I'm walking here, man. What the hell? I'm walking here. I mean, what the hell? And so
Right.
I get all up and I'm just like, hey, don't touch her. I remember saying that. I was like, don't touch her, man. Don't try. I was like, and he's like, hey, I'm not doing anything. He's like, and it's like, yeah, just go, just keep moving, walk, and I get like that. I will get like that.
Whoa.
It's I have no problem throwing my weight around when it's like, I feel like I'm getting it happens. And that's a maybe it's a character flaw in me, but sometimes I embrace it and I appreciate that I have that protection.
You like be
See,
yourself
yeah.
by yourself.
It's sick.
Stay away from me.
Exactly.
A lesson learned in life. Walk. Walk. Three. You talking to me?
That's right, man. I wish I had metal music while I was doing it.
Walk on home, boy.
Walk hard, Kevin.
I know.
Walk hard.
I did.
And carry a big stick.
There's a saying in the hood.
What's that?
This ain't what you want. That sounds like what you was telling the dude in so many words.
Hey, I bet you it was.
This
yeah,
ain't
I
what
felt
you
like
want.
he's like, don't he's like, don't mess with my kid, don't do anything, don't
Yeah.
even step in front, because I guess maybe up to that point, I don't know, maybe people had been doing that, so it might have just built up, and this dude just crossed me the wrong way. But it was like, we had our little verbal interaction, then he walked off. My wife wasn't around at this point. I don't know where she was. She might have been off getting drinks or something, but it was just me and the kid or something else. I'm walking around, they had that little walkway inside the thing and the dude's just still looking at me. I'm just like, what's up, man?
Oh no! He wanted
Keep walking. I don't want to ruin your vacation, but if you're gonna talk.
Oh. I cannot even picture this.
No, that's a side that you probably don't see often.
No.
Probably even on weekends don't see often. I do have that temper. It's like, I will unleash
What?
with impeccable fury.
Impeccable fury.
Impeccable fury.
I like that.
Yeah.
I could see you hugging someone to death. I
Yeah.
could see that.
No, yeah, but I mean, look,
Oh, in this case, that was a redneck and choke is what he was playing to do to the gentleman.
you know, it's like a little chihuahua. Like, you guys are like taller than me, right? So
Mhm.
it's like I'm definitely shorter than all. Even Eric. You know, he's the same height as you guys.
Mhm.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm a little short 5'8" guy, and so I feel like I'm a chihuahua of the bunch.
Oh.
'Cause it's like, you know, if anybody would have messed with you guys. I mean, I have no talent throwing fisticuffs. You know,
But you're not a petite.
I'm not petite
guy
either.
either.
Yeah, no, but I have no
Yeah.
problem. I've never been into a scurry,
Yes.
but it's like if I had to, I would.
I would. I don't.
You know.
I don't like to fight unless I absolutely have to. And
Yeah, it's like
and
Eric said.
engage
That's a
in
last resort. I'm the same way.
But that's
It's
what I'm
like, if
saying,
I don't
like-
have to. Yeah.
I would think if I did something and you were like, "Hey, how's it going?" and all of a sudden I did something to you and you were like, "All right, you want some?" I would admit I would have to think twice before
Yeah.
getting that engagement because that's a very unpredictable side. I wouldn't know if you would be like, "Hey, it's cool," or you would like body slam me and do the people's elbow.
Was that because of you know me, or just if we didn't know each other? Is that what you're saying?
It'd be worse if we didn't know each other.
Oh,
But
yeah,
the
yeah,
fact
yeah.
that I do know you, and if I was able to set you off to where you would get like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
It would be like, holy shit, I just pissed off Mother Teresa.
exactly. Mother Teresa pulls out a baton like, "You want something today?"
Yeah, I can rock that habit.
I've got to look
at
at myself in the mirror and say, what did I do so wrong? Because this guy is so mellow and so even keel. How did he get pissed off?
Oh man, no, I got a temper.
Okay.
I mean, it's not
Awesome.
always. I mean,
Alright.
you know, but it exists. I'm not perfect,
Okay.
Yeah.
but that flaw exists, and that's a story I never told on the show. Just because I felt like maybe I might have gone a little too far. But you know, at the same time, I mean, I was total mother bear on that.
Well, I was gonna
situation.
say-
I was like, you don't my kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say to justify that you were defending your kid. It wasn't like
Yeah.
somebody
Maybe
hit
it
your
wasn't
foot
even
by
warranted though.
accident.
That's the thing where the embarrassing part. Maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't even warranted. Maybe I overread the situation and I was just hyped up in my own emotion.
Yeah,
Of it
but
all.
you saw in your story, the guy looked at you like you want something, but he ain't come over there to get
Well,
something.
that's the part. It's like I was in the walkway. We had walked around. I left it alone, you know, because I was like, all right, I gotta walk away. But he persisted at it. I was like, well, if you're going to persist, I'm going to persist. You know, I mean, I know it's not a good idea to match fire with fire, eye for an eye, tooth for tooth kind of thing. But I will eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. And if you're going to come at me, I'm going to come at you.
And again, you don't even know if this guy had a kid or not.
I don't remember. He might have had a
think he
kid that was
did.
older, but that kid wasn't even in part of the equation because all I know is he walked right in front, intentionally walked right in front of my kid. Maybe that we were less than a feet away to the fence, and we're definitely headed straight forward. So he just jumped right in front of us, and that just set me off. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, mother.
That's like,
You know?
That
yeah.
dude's probably ruined for life now. Like, he can't probably get an erection or anything anymore because he feels inadequate as a man.
man. Yeah.
No, I mean, if anything, I probably ruined every time he goes to that train model exhibit. He gets back. He goes flashback. He has flashbacks, and he can't even function. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
I hope that there's a trip that we all get to go on to Disney in the future. And this guy is there, and then like,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like,
I was like, look.
that's the guy right there that cut my kid off, and then all of us are looking like, we've been waiting for you.
Can I tell you what I thought Kevin's was going to be?
What?
I mean,
Oh, the guy in Disneyland?
Thor, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Thor.
No, he was
That's what
funny.
I thought, too.
He was funny.
When we're in line for cars.
Oh, Gruber.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're in line for Radiator Springs Racers.
Yes,
And
yes.
that guy leans back. Excuse me. How did you get in front of me?
Yes.
And he was just talking directly to Kevin, like we were all talking, but for whatever reason, he was directing everything. No, I want to know how he got in front of me and how he's up there, and I'm still back here because I've been sitting here for 3 hours.
And Kevin just stood him down and was
Yes.
like, because that's how it is, son.
He don't know how close he was to get his ass kicked by fluffy Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Dude, I like that. I'm gonna embrace that.
Yeah,
Fluffy.
take that,
Fluffy
claim that.
Jason Momoa.
But we all had your back on that. We were like, look,
This is
dude,
true, yeah.
from the Hills Have Eyes Part 2 and Weird Science, we don't play like that.
Now I think about
Hans
it.
Gruber, I'm gonna drop you off the cliff.
My worst interaction with a guest was when Eli was having a nicotine fit and we had to
Oh, I was in the bathroom at Disney.
What?
Eli's nicotine fit when he needed to smoke in California, and like, I don't know what to tell you. This is California. You're
Yeah, it was in that hotel where I had to go use the bathroom, so I went for one of my 2-hour trysts in the bathroom, and you had a nicotine fit.
Grand California.
That's a Grand California that
Yes,
took down.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
which great bathrooms, by the way.
Yes.
Yes.
But not for a smoker at the time.
Our friendship was on the line that day.
Because I didn't discover this until after I got out, and y'all told me the story much hours later.
Oh, dude, he was like Pookie in New Jack City,
Yeah.
man. He was like scratching the neck, like Tyrone Biggums.
He's not doing this any justice, right? First of all, like, yeah, you couldn't smoke nowhere. Like, I was like, all right,
back up and say, all right. So listeners, if you haven't listened to the show,
you
before,
wrong for that.
we took a trip. Kirk was on that trip. We took a trip to Disneyland in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you listen to the show enough, I like to use the bathroom. And I enjoy my time in the bathroom. I take time to make sure I'm empty, and then I can enjoy my rest of the day in the park. Because Lord knows I bring on any extra weight on my shoulders.
That's when you're like Jason Momoa. You Aquaman
It's
right
therapy.
there.
I just got to let it
ain't
go.
on your shoulders,
I just
bro.
gotta
The weight
Three
ain't on your
times a
shoulders.
day sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. It's
Sometimes,
like-
if you go on vacation with Kevin, like, it is a thing to...
I think that popcorn just runs right through. I don't know. That Mickey bar it's something in it. Just like, hey, you're going to use our bathroom. But, so apparently we're in the Grand California. We just had awesome drinks. Was it after the bar experience?
Yeah.
And so maybe this could be a story between Danny and Eli as far as the worst guest experience, like similar guest experience, because he would have been a guest experience at that point.
No, it was me. Yeah.
So I go off in the bathroom for about an hour, like as I'm apt to do, and then apparently this went down because at the time Eli was still smoking. He still.
I have quit
cigarettes.
since.
He has quit since. So, but he's still smoking, and apparently, and I'll let you guys take over here. At this point, you hadn't had a chance to smoke, and you really needed. You were having a fit. Is that right?
He was having a nicotine fit. Yes.
So Danny was having this interaction with this Disney guest, to Danny himself being a Disney guest.
I didn't realize my friend would do this to me on this right here.
That's a valid. I mean, I think that worked. I think that counts.
There's no more crazy Disney history I've had with any other person than this man, and any far capacity. I mean, like, geez,
you ever watch Airplane?
Yes.
You so
You
wrong.
remember that scene where the woman's like, I gotta get out of here. All right, calm down. I got this. Everything's gonna be all right. Just calm down. Everything. Stewart, step aside. I got this.
Yes.
It's gonna be. And they just kept going over, trying to snap him back into reality.
But
That's what it was like with Eli.
But for the time, here's the thing though. For the time, there was no place that I could go to smoke. I didn't really understand the California laws against smoking.
Yeah, because they're pretty strict. Yeah,
they're very strict.
yes.
It was like there was. So the trick was that Disney had very specific areas where you could have a smoke, and where we were at, there wasn't one. And I was like, well, Kevin's on the toilet. We got like 45 minutes to spare. Let me have a smoke. And everywhere I went, I could not get one.
Not only that, you couldn't make fire. You remember you were
Because we had to go after the girl that
Couldn't find no
switched out
matches.
to pins, right?
That's exactly it, because we were trying to find matches for him, because I think at some point in time he had to ditch his lighter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Eli, fresh my memory. By this time in the trip, did you have your luggage yet? Or were you still wearing those boots walking around the park?
Oh, that could be right too.
I had
So you were even more ready to
yeah. You needed a cigarette at that point.
I want to say that was because that was the very first day that I lost it. Because I had no luggage. I was wearing the same clothes. Oh my God. That might have
when
been.
the drawers inside out, because on clean side.
Yeah, I had
you wearing combat boots, walking around Disney Park.
Yeah, you see what I got to go through just to have a good story. So this man rat me out as the worst.
Hey, but you know what? You were the only one of us that got their own bedroom.
This is true.
Well, no, Kirk jumped in there at that point.
Yes.
Well, I gotta have something. Couldn't have a smoke.
Kirk jumped in all of our beds.
Couldn't have my clothes. I didn't know if my clothes was in Cleveland that day. Good Lord.
Yeah, no, Danny had a lovely bedroom, and we're enjoying our headboards.
was.
Oh, the headboards are nice.
and then
yeah.
Kirk just jumped on in there.
Yeah, sure
great.
did.
It was lovely.
Well, Kirk scared the hell out of me. I thought he was like Dexter gonna put me in the body bag that day.
That's funny.
All right, we need to move on.
Yeah, we need to move on. All right, so there's that.
Thank you
So-
for that,
All
Charlie.
right.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
All the negative has
All
been
right. Yeah, but it's still
expunged.
funny negative.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
funny. Yes. So now we've gotten all the worst of guest experience. I got my story finally off the chest. That's like probably one of the last few stories. Actually, that's like the last story I ever had that I've never divulged on the
Yeah,
show.
I've never heard that before.
Well, you
And
totally
so, yeah.
justified as far as I'm concerned.
I feel better. I feel good that I finally tell that story.
Yeah, but the rest of us a little scared now.
No, you shouldn't be scared. No,
you should be scared.
no, don't be scared.
Don't be scared until Kevin kill you.
Have you seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, or Blood and Sugar, whatever it's called? Yeah, that's scary.
Oh, that.
Blood, sex, and magic.
Yeah.
What is it? The fluffy Jason Momoa? Is that what you said? Or
Fluffy Jack.
Fluffy
Jason Momoa.
I like that. I'm the fluffy Jason Momoa.
You're like Yokozuna, who is a
Banzai.
yeah, heavyweight champion.
Ooh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
good with that
Ain't
too.
messing with you.
All right.
Hey.
All right, so now we're going to transition over to the best of fellow Disney guest interactions that we've ever had in memory. And so we'll take it back to the top of the key with Danny. What do you got, sir?
The best guest interaction I had, I never actually interacted with that guest.
Really?
Do you know that?
That is an interesting take. I like that.
Yes.
And I'm intrigued now.
Start with a hook. Get you intrigued. Yes, no, but that is absolutely true. So we were staying at the Polynesian. It was back in 2015.
Okay.
All right. And we come out of our room at the Polynesian and we pass by a trash can. And on the trash can is this little yellow bird, like a little chicken, like a little stuffed animal.
Like a Tweety?
Yeah, like a Tweety bird kind of thing. And I have a picture of it. I can share it with y'all along with what was underneath it. And so we saw this as we were walking out there, but underneath it is a note. And we were like, what the heck is this? And we walk over there and take a look at it and see, and it says, "You dropped me on the way to see Mickey. So what was it like without me? Love, your bird."
Oh my God.
Some guest found this little stuffed animal that clearly some kid had dropped, picked it up, went back to their room, got hotel stationery, wrote this letter, went back and positioned it there. So that way when that kid got back that night, they could find their bird. The little friendly stuffed animal.
Oh.
And I'm not kidding.
You took a picture of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
I can forward this to
Put
you.
it
if
to
you-
the camera.
Oh, put it in the camera. Put the cameras in case we do the. Oh, no way.
Yes.
Aw.
That's
That is
exactly
awesome.
what happened. And I thought that was the most
Oh,
conscientious thing a human being could have possibly done, because somewhere out there the kid's like, where's my bird and where's my little chickie or something, and the parents are like, we got a reservation, you ain't going back. The fact that somebody took some time out of their day to do this, to make sure
wow.
that their kid found that to me is the quintessential, like when you talk about the Disney guests who we are, who people who listen to the show are, and just in general, people who post, like, this is the most positive that I think you could ever find. And I thought whoever did this was brilliant.
Oh,
That's a
dude,
beautiful
freaking
story.
awesome.
I'm not even saying that to be funny. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah, no,
That is incredible.
That is Disney magic right there.
right there.
Oh man.
Follow
Wow.
that.
Yeah, I can follow it, but it definitely I don't have that level of sentimentality. I mean, I could throw out the time that a long time ago we went and had, back when they had the old school paper fast pass, and then, like, both of us was on our way out. We gave out tickets to some guests, and they were like, "Hey, make your kid happy."
Yeah.
You know, that's nice. But that's not my story.
No.
It's not how I do it. I would have to say my best guest moment happened years ago. Danny's probably the only person I don't remember this. I was out there with his family, and we had like a great time in Disney, and we were on a bus. The bus is just like late at night. We're driving back. There's a sea of girls. They come into the bus.
I was at Pleasure Island.
Yes, there you go.
Nice.
One of the girls happens to step on my foot, and I'm like, "Hey, wait!" You say, "Excuse me," or something. And I don't know what. Maybe the girl was drunk, or she's happy to be in this. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I tell you what, if you just want to come out with us, you can party with us." And then Danny looked at me and he was like, "Don't do it. Don't."
Well, you forget a part of that story. There was, yeah, because they come
I'm
off
going
the
to the
bus,
happy parts for the sake of time.
they step on your foot and stuff like that, and we're looking at them like, what the hell? And we look back and they're like, take a picture to last longer.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that. And I'm
Yes.
like, dang, baby. No one was looking at you because you're hot or anything like that. You just stepped on the man's foot.
Yeah. And they're like, why would you do that? What's going on? And yeah.
So he ended up on the bus with those girls because he was staying at a different resort than we were staying at.
Oh, wow.
that was a
saying that-
crazy year for me.
I want to say he was staying in Port Orleans because
I was.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, is this with the same trip
Same
with the
year.
Long Island iced tea?
Ultimate Long Island
All
iced
about,
teas.
yeah, the ultimate Long Island iced tea story.
Oh.
That, yes. Yes.
Great story.
I'm surprised I survived that vacation. That I look back on it as an elder man.
But
Yeah.
those girls took him out to go party.
Yeah.
And you went and partied.
I sure did. I did tell Danny because like his whole family was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm very confident." Now, to be fair to anybody that's listening, I was completely like my daughter wasn't with me. I wasn't married
single.
like that. Yeah. So in case somebody's like, "You terrible person," you leave it. Like no, the family unit was the Lawless family. That's who I traveled with.
Mhm.
Very
Right, yeah.
great adventures with. It's like I felt
Yeah.
like Johnny Quest, the Lawless family, Johnny Lawless. Called myself right there. But yeah, they were all like, "Are you sure you want this?" Like, I am very sure. So yeah, they got on the bus. Daddy was like, "Hey, just let me know when you get back." I have no clue when I got back. I just remember we went, and the club doesn't exist anymore. What was the?
Accelerate or the
there you
country
go.
club? Or,
Accelerate,
the
Adventurers
mm,
Club.
part?
Yeah, because it's it's like the one that's right at the end where Jock Lindsay
believe
says.
it
Oh,
was
yeah,
that-
right at the
Accelerate.
end.
Yeah, Accelerate's
It
like
was
the
definitely-
trendy, modern club. Yeah.
Went
What I
out
remember,
there,
but-
went out there, hung out with all these girls, and more girls showed up. Then it was a whole story we had with the step on it for like, yeah, I don't even know this guy. Just stepped on this for like, yeah, she stepped on my foot. Buy me a drink. What's going on? Oh man. We was
Dude,
out
that's
there
awesome.
we were out there really late. So yeah, I mean that was a very unusual experience to have. But yeah, it was a fun night. Very fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Kirk, what you got, man? Best interaction
All
with
right,
a fellow Disney
I
guest.
actually have two. Can I use both of them or you just use one?
You can use both.
Go for it.
I got
Yeah.
two little ones. Sure, why not?
One is very, very short. Again, involves wishes. I was watching that show, that fireworks show. And remember the part where they kind of flashed Walt Disney? Might not have been for wishes. It might have been for what was one of the projection shows they had? I forget the name of it. They show Walt Disney for a second. You hear him talk or whatever. And I was standing next to this young couple with their little girl, and I heard the little girl say, "Look, Dad, it's Walt Disney." And she was, young, 4 or 5 years old. And she said something like, "He's the one who started it all." And I looked at the guy, and after everything was done, I looked at him, I stuck my hand out, I said, "Man, I'll have to shake your hand." And he's like, "Well, what's that for?" I said, "I heard what your daughter said when she saw Walt Disney. And look, that just made me feel because I can't imagine a lot of kids nowadays know who Walt Disney himself is and what he did. And for her to say that shows that y'all are teaching her right and
Raising her
she
right.
appreciates
That's
it.
awesome.
So I just want to shake your hand for that.
Yeah.
I shook my hand with parted ways, whatever. The second one's a little bit longer. We have a friend back in 2008. Her 2-year-old daughter, she drowned in a pond. She died.
No.
Okay.
Well, and ever since then, when we would go to Disney World with her, and even without her, and it was her idea, in memory of her, we would release a balloon. She would always release a balloon in honor of her daughter. And we kind of kept the tradition going even when we went without her. It was back in 2016. And I had the idea. I said, how about I asked my wife, I said, how about now, instead of us doing this, I buy a balloon and give it to another kid and explain to them what we do and see if they would like to do it for us. And she's like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Let's try that. So that year, I bought one of those, the Mickey balloon inside the balloon that lights up.
Yeah.
I bought one of those. I found this little girl. And first I approached the mama first, not her. I'm not creepy. I approached the mama, explained to mama what it was doing and everything. She says that would be great. I want to see if she would want to do it. And the little girl wanted to do it, but they couldn't do it till later because they were going on a ride, attraction, whatever. So they videotaped it for me. When they did it, we were back at the resort and they videotaped it. She sent it to me. And the little girl, she does a little speech talking about, and she says to our friend's daughter, the one that passed away, she says her name and she kissed the balloon and she let it go. And that was just awesome. I actually found her because it was staying in the same resort. We're staying at French Quarter. I actually found them again and took a picture with the little girl and everything, and traded Facebooks, whatever. And that Christmas, this was during October. That Christmas, I got her address and all, and I sent her and her little brother a bunch of toys and all for Christmas. It was just touching, It's a nice way to meet somebody else, and they were with it, They weren't somebody, I don't want you doing that. So they understood what it meant, and the little girl, more importantly, she understood what it meant, and she wanted to take part in it. So
That's great.
that was my best one.
That is
I
awesome.
like those both.
Both of mine involve kids in some kind of way.
Oh,
No,
that's
but
cute.
it's magical. That's cool, Kirk. That's
That
cool.
is very
that's really
touching.
neat, man. I dig that.
Props on both stories,
Actually.
And you keep that tradition going.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And the only time we haven't done it was the last one when we went with you guys this last time and went to Disneyland.
Well, it sounds like it's a tradition between you and your wife, though.
Right.
Well, that's really cool.
All right, so I got a couple of little stories here that I'm gonna tell as far as great interactions that kind of stand out in my head. The first one, and this one's a pretty quick one, and I might have told this on the show before, but back when Walt Disney World started their 50th, we took a trip down there. Danny, Eli surprised us. We being me, Lee, and Kirk, took a trip, and then Danny and Eli surprised us down there. This is the same trip. But there was a point where we wanted to catch the new fireworks show that was supposed to debut at the Magic Kingdom, and so me and Lee were just sitting there, just standing there. We're at the back by the flagpole, just kind of hanging out, waiting. We stood there for like an hour and stuff, and then also we just struck up a conversation with these people that were next to us, and we were talking about this, that, and the other, and just like we started telling stories, but what's your favorite thing so far, and all this kind of thing. Come to find out, not only were there guests of Disney, but they were also like fellow Disney content creators. We didn't know about it.
Okay.
I think it was a Disney Dads or something like that. He has an Instagram account. I think that's what he does normally.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah. That's his main thing, is just the Instagram stuff.
Cool.
But we met them. It met him, his wife, and I guess his wife's best friend or sister. I can't remember the name of it, but they were really cool. We struck up a conversation. It made the hour go by fast that we had to wait. Because I'm not usually one to wait for freaking fireworks show. But if I was going to wait, I'm glad I ran into some people that we could just strike up a conversation with and just chat. It's been a while since that's ever happened to me, where it's like I'm somewhere in Disney and then all of a sudden we just strike up a conversation. I guess the most recent example is that when me and this person were lamenting over the fact there were no seats at the rideshare area at Epcot, but that's like a totally different story. Anyway, yeah, so that was a fun little interaction. That's something real quick. So that was kind of neat to have. The second thing, and this is 2 out of 3, the second thing was that a friend of mine got his prom date somehow when we went on a band trip down to Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was, I don't know, I'm trying to remember the particulars of this story, but I just remember getting off of Spaceship Earth, and all of a sudden we were talking with these girls. At that point, my friend didn't have a date to the prom or whatever else. And then we started talking to these girls, and one of the girls just happened to be from Mississippi, Biloxi, in fact, or Gulfport, in fact.
Uh-huh.
It was like, oh, that's not too far. And then, I guess somehow struck up a conversation, struck up a rapport. He was able, we were just having a good time. We're like high school kids, seniors and stuff. We're just, we meet all these girls. So it's like, whoa, yeah, we're at an all boys school. Here we are meeting girls. And then, my boy walks away with a prom date. That's so we walk away with a prom date. That's how we got his senior prom date. I was like, oh, wow, really? Happy for him. That was an interesting interaction for sure, unique. But I'm happy in the fact that it was an interaction that led to some kind of benefit.
I wish you had led off with that fact first.
I've got a ton of questions that all need to be asked off
Yes,
air.
I'm with him, and I'm the worst guest he's ever met.
So that was a very positive thing. But probably one of the most positive fellow Disney guest interactions I've had in the parks is meeting all the Mohicans in the parks that we've met so far.
Wow. Yeah.
And, so Kirk, he has the luxury of being here in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And so we got to meet him often.
Yes.
And we hang out with him often. And we see him, we smell him often. It's great.
But that's a story. That's a set of
Set
tales
of
in
stories.
itself.
Yeah, the meeting of Kirk, the debut of Kirk. And look, if you follow us on social media, I've been posting videos as we go to 200. I mean, Kirk was back way back in 200, even 100 even. You
Yeah.
can see those little video clippets. In fact, Kirk, I released the latest video. And guys, if you want to listen to it, it's on our social media of how we got one of our keepsakes that's in the studio, which is the metal version of one of our Shield logos.
Yes.
So Kirk's responsible for that, and he tells the story of how he obtained that. And as far as my example for show 200. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, yeah, meeting all those Mohicans, I'm talking about, Lisa Monday,
Yes.
I'm talking, Dr. Mahukin, I should say.
The Chief.
Yeah, the Chief, Kylo Rob, hopefully, I haven't heard from him, but hopefully he's doing well.
Oh, they were there for the race too.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
race.
Oh, yeah,
the race.
yes,
Yeah, I
out the
posted the
Roberges.
race. Yeah, for show 100, I posted up the race. As
Well, the Roberges.
Yeah, the Roberges
Exactly.
go
That's
way
what I
back.
thought you would go with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roberges are a big part of that. Often the Raz got to
Right.
hung out with her.
Oh, so cool.
Great.
Susie Q, you got to meet.
Yes.
I never had a chance to meet her in person. I know you guys have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh,
Downs on the grounds. Daddy's got to
yeah,
meet.
Downs on the Grounds. I got to
100%.
meet. I got to meet him there as well.
Yeah.
All
So
the
cool.
different weekends in that we never expected with this podcast. One day we'll do a big hang with all the Mohicans and stuff, but that's probably one of the best guest interactions I've ever had. I mean, I have the typical stories like I'm a short little Filipino boy growing up, and then somebody let me stand in front of the parade route because I
yeah.
couldn't see.
Mhm.
But those are nice too, and I appreciate the people for doing that. But
Sure.
just being through this community and getting a chance to meet all these people in person, it's like, yeah, you're listening to the show, but even more on top of that, I would sit and have a drink and just hang out with you guys any day of the week. Even if we're down in Disney World, it could be wherever. Actually, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. You say let's do a weekend meet up, and we'll be there.
Those are their best and worst times in that. Like, there's best times when me and Danny catching, you and Kirk and Lee off guard at Disney, y'all not even knowing. Like,
Oh
that
yeah,
was
no, that's
filmed-
great. Yeah.
That was beautiful. Like the time, like you
Yeah.
said, the race with Josh and Lee, and then
So much fun. Yeah.
Chief, yeah, that was good. The time when actually that same night when the Robert just finished the race, and
Yes.
they
we
didn't
all
know
hung
anyone.
around.
Yeah.
We caught up with them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I talked about this when we hung out with them at the Odyssey. It was just having beers and
Yep.
beer flights, and it's like,
John
this is
was there.
awesome.
But when we caught up
Rob.
with them after the race, like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
finished
yeah.
the race, and we were like, "Hey, let's
Yeah, because we were
cheer
looking
them on."
for him, and we caught him in the
Yeah.
parking lot, like after they just
Yeah.
finished, and happened to say hey and stuff.
Of course,
It was really
worst
good.
moment is when the chief went ahead and while we were on the ride, he stopped it completely.
Oh,
Of course, and there was a time he jumped out of a car. We were like, "Hey, look, we'll bring it to your car."
No.
Not on this. But it was fun times, yo. That's a great
A lot of
point.
awesome interactions
great
with those
point.
Disney fans and stuff, and so I'm very,
Yes.
very, very, very thankful.
That's our people. Love them.
Yeah. So anyway, so guys, if you want to catch out, like we're doing a bunch of different videos of remembering show 100, show 200, show 300, show 400. Follow us on the social media stuff, and you'll catch all those. You'll see videos of the race. You'll see videos of when Kirk presented us with the Shield logo and whatnot. But most importantly, I'll be curious to know what your best and worst of fellow Disney guest interactions are in the parks, man. Let us know your story. We'd be curious to know how that had, or let us know your reactions to any of the stories that we told. And look, if you want to get in touch with us, all opinions are always welcome, and we'll tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed that episode of the Magic Our Way podcast. Look, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Plus, if you want to get in touch with us to share your best and worst of Disney guest interactions, you can do so through the following ways. First, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message. Yes, I did say text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 1-815
Mo Weekend.
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple people do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli, does things with comics. Eli, what's up?
Yes, thank you for the support. You can always visit my website, ivorycomics.com, where you see all of the work that I've done. 48 pages. The only ad for them is this podcast. That's Savages, To Molly Be Damned, and Project Geisha. There's also a blog post and an interview, so you never miss a beat. There's a link to this podcast as well, because that's what Walt would want, and that's how Synergy works. You can also find me on social media, facebook.com, Eli Ivory. As long as you are a real person, lovely to meet you. If you're a bot, do not need to greet you. Also, Project Geisha has a Facebook page for the fans. Thank you for posting up the hearts and the likes right there. So facebook.com/Project Geisha. Instagram, I'm right there posting up everything I can right there. Following some of you guys right there. EIRE504 is where you'll see me. And of course on X. Still don't get that, but it's just X. Hancock 10166. So if you appreciate the madness, you just bring me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a vacation over to the Disney park, so you can stand in the exact spot where you had our positive and negative interactions with Disney guests, so you can feel that aura at one time. We did that.
We did do that.
We did do that. Like if you're standing in front of the German train thing, you can know that Kevin had an incident there. And feel it all up in your junk.
Or if you go to any bathroom on property, Kevin been here.
I did. Just know that I approve. Anyway, so you can book it through Rachel. Rachel will tell you how to do this.
I would be honored to help your family book your vacation to Disney destinations, Universal, cruise lines, and major hotel brands around the world. Booking with me is at no extra cost to you. The cost of a travel agent is built into the cost of your vacation, whether you use one or not. And when you book with me, a little bit of your trip comes back to support the podcast and the fan community here at Magic Our Way. You can reach me at Rachel, RACHEL, at magicourway.com, or you can find me at R, the letter R, Family Magic, so Our Family Magic, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also give me a call or a text. My phone number is 978-432-WISH. Reach out today and let's make some magic with your family vacation.
And as always, thank you, Captain Cajun Chavez, for joining us on this particular episode of the Magic Our Way podcast. It's always great to hear you. And look, as I mentioned, if you want to partake in the Mohican gift exchange for this year, you're going to reach out to them. Kirk, how can they reach out to you, man?
Yeah, I'm always on Instagram and Twitter, posting up the likes and the shares and the hearts and everything like Eli does. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not on no Twitter. Just reach out to the show. They'll get the word to me, I suppose. From we're not friends on Facebook, and you can't hit me up. So hit up the show on the page. We'll put up a post soon. Anybody wanting to participate, answer the comments, let us know. And the people who have been in the group before last year, I will be reaching out to you guys soon.
Soon, yeah. And look, if you follow us on social media, a lot of the different segments, especially the ones wrapping up to 500, I tag them in it. It's what is that? What was that thing you got? Wyatt or something?
Oh, he's like a mixture.
Come again. Try it again.
Oh,
you know what it is.
I know what it is.
Herb Holiday.
Herb Holiday. Yeah, I start with Herb, and then it just pops up, so I forget the rest. But Herb Holiday, yeah. If you see that tag, that is Kirk. Reach out to him. Say, hey, because I know a lot of you Mohicans, and you may not be on Facebook, you may not be on Instagram, but you're on we try to post on a variety of different platforms. So if you see Herb Holiday on there, that is Kirk. Reach out to him and say, hey, I want to be part of the Weekend Gift Exchange for this year. Get in touch with him, or you can reach out to his show at magicourway.com and we'll get the word to Kirk to make sure he gets you into that number. You can march us and we can exchange gifts. And we usually do it through Elfster. So if you've ever done it through, I think we're going to use the same platform, right, Kirk? Probably yes, Elfster. Yeah, Elfster's been pretty usable for us. And so if you have that platform already with other gift exchanges, we use the exact same thing. And that's a pretty big program too. So Elfster is what we use. And so we'll do that. You want to be part of the number, reach out to Kirk.
And if this year, if tradition stays the same, usually there's only about one person who has trouble getting his thing and responding on time. And I won't say Eli's name out loud, but it's Eli.
Yeah.
And the one finger salute has went up in the camera. For those that are listening,
that was not one finger.
Life, so I don't stress on it.
That was not one finger. It was two fingers like that.
Oh, that's two fingers. Oh, it's a 2-finger salute.
Like I owed it. What? Oh, I'm a terrible guy, a bad guy. Look,
I didn't say that. I said I know you got a busy, stressful life, sir. I understand this stuff, and I'm just calling you out and saying, hey, you know what? Pay attention, damn it.
He's got lots of stuff to do. He's very busy not editing shows.
Yeah, he's right. I've got some very serious stuff to deal with to make sure this man might get to go on a vacation next year. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. I'm the worst guest he's ever met.
Oh, man.
I'm just showing water board takes a lot of time, but then y'all, so it's okay. It's good. It's all good.
Y'all want that of me right now. I'm telling you. I'm fighting the government right now. Tell you what.
Eli's about to go all Kevin on you.
You won't done.
That's right. So look, if y'all want to access all the info we just mentioned, go to magicourway.com/about us. Also, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. Even a kind like or a follow on social media would be very appreciated. or even a kind word on the review shows. That'd be very appreciated.
How about an unkind like? How
Or
about the
reach
snap
around.
that
Or
like
you know,
button?
kind of like, great. Yeah, we'll read it on the show. We're all about it. We brace the negative and the positive. That's the premise of our show. And look, we also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome in the Magic Hour podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, Mohicans, you just finished listening to show number 497, and we are getting closer and closer to show number 500. So we say Kwaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out!
And you are. Bye!